Nigerians who can leave Nigeria will do so. Nigerians are probably one of the biggest group of people that leave their nation. So they can be found in various nations, right? It just doesn't matter. An Asian nation, a European nation, nations on the North American continent, South America, Caribbean, Australia. They're just, they're dispersed. They leave Nigeria a lot. So people of other nationalities and other countries, they get to encounter Nigerians. So when they give their experience and opinion about Nigerians, it's just not through the lens of media or music, a certain genre of music or something that is a propaganda. They really get to experience Nigerians' behavior. So they're not just making it up. Sometimes people from other nations will encounter a Black American that's traveling leisure vacation, right? Maybe it's a military person, right? Maybe it's someone who has a civil service job, right? And again, it could be people, Black Americans that are just traveling for fun, right? And a lot of times they will they'll comment if they're comfortable enough that the Black Americans they've encountered are nothing like what they've seen through the lens of the United States of America's media or movies, or they believe that all Black Americans behave like some people in the rap genre of music, right? They only know what they see through a lens that's promoted to the world. Some people are surprised there are HBCUs, right? Some people have no clue that there are Black Americans that have been CEOs of companies for years, doctors, lawyers, all kinds of fields in this country of the United States. You've got people that are plumbers, technicians, mechanics, nurses, lab techs, just various occupations besides music, entertainment, and sports, right? So they'll compliment the Black American in a way that we're like, what? But it's only because they've seen us through a media lens or what has been presented to them via the United States, right? In some form of media or literature, right? But Nigerians, people encounter them. And it is interesting that multiple nations tend to not want Nigerians in their nation, right? We'll get into this article shortly. But I think instead of trying to compare themselves to ethically Black Americans, Nigerians in Nigeria, the ones that are over there in the UK, right, talking about the culture we don't have, the ones that, are always in Black America's business, but they think that we don't know there's all kinds of Black people on the globe, but they focus on Black Americans, right? They can really lend their energy to Nigerians abroad that need help and that even get deported as whole families, arrive in Lagos and still treated like foreigners in their nation, right? Let's talk about it. What's up, ladies and gents? Social Nurse here. This article is dated May 2025. The actual date is 22 May 2025. Refugees for refugees, right? This is an article out of Germany. Germany's deportation, desperation in 2025. Listen, God for us all. But instead of Nigerians, because they do it a lot. And I just got a nasty comment on one of my other videos. Someone who had a Nigerian flag in their profile, right? Listen, the fact of the matter is, instead of concentrating on Black Americans, also known as African Americans, right? There's some new names floating around. I'm not sure which one is the solid one, because things are still ongoing, but you know who our group is, right? With that said, Nigerians can focus on Nigeria, right? It's okay that you don't think we have culture, right? That's no longer an argument, in my opinion, because it's just plain ignorance to say that we don't have your culture, right? And we don't have to have it. We don't have to embrace your culture, right? You embrace your culture, and you can embrace and celebrate your achievements by helping your own people. Because my honest opinion, not a single Nigerian immigrant has been beneficial to ethnically Black America in a mass way, right?
Not at all. Not at all. With that said, Social Nurse here, thank you so much for stopping by. This is an unfortunate situation that's happening to these Nigerians that were deported out of Germany, Austria, and Cyprus. And these deportations went by way of Germany, right? And some of these people were whole families with ill children, severely ill children, as described by the article. From the article, based on evidence gathered from Nigerian officials at the airport, German social workers, medical experts, lawyers, and other stakeholders engaging with migrants in Germany, this is a clear conviction that many of these deported persons, to include children, were having severe medical challenges and undergoing essential medical care, as at the time they were arrested, deported with massive violence, and left stranded at the cargo airport area in Lagos. So they get kicked out of wherever they were in Europe, Germany, Cyprus, Austria, severe illnesses, and they're left in the cargo area of a Lagos airport. What is wrong with Nigeria? Huh? We understand this, right? We know that that place is a mess. So instead of focusing on Black America, what I think, really, because Black America, we understand our context and our existence here in America. It is our country. It has not always been an easy place for our people, right? But we've lived with other Americans of European descent. We've lived with white Americans, right? For a long time, right? A long time. Your existence into this country has not benefit ethnically Black America in any way. It just hasn't. It is what it is. No hard feelings. Instead of concentrating on our culture and things like that, you know, you're celebrating your achievements, which is good. It's you do these really lopsided comparisons, right? You're disingenuous. I don't have to run down the list of achievements here ethnically Black Americans have accomplished, right? You wouldn't be here had you not seen what the ethnically Black American has done in this nation. So the past 60 years, you've been inputted as a monkey wrench and a destructive measure, in my opinion, right? With that said, I think many of you learned this. Some of you know it and still will not be a little bit more civil towards ethnically Black Americans, right? Also known as African Americans. With that said, you can focus your concerns with people that have the same culture that you have. People that are familiar with fufu, igasi soup, whatever it's called, right? Jollof rice, prostrating in front of elders, right? Weddings and different ceremonial behaviors, your clothing, right? Those traditional clothings, speaking your, pidgin or whatever your tribal clan language is, right? There are people like you that understand you, that have your same culture, that really needs your help. They need your help. They're all over the place getting deported, stranded at cargo areas in Lagos. God for us all. Help your people instead of concentrating on ethnically Black Americans, right? Don't come to our homeland and be spiteful, right? Because, your ancestors helped get our ancestors here, right? And we've maintained existence in this country. It's our country. If we have a gripe with our country, some people, want to expand on what our gripe is. We've got representatives in our country to talk about what ethically Black America's gripe is. The input of some foreign Black is not necessary. It's crazy. You've got a lot of people, again, all over the globe that needs lawyers and doctors to be able to help them. Because a lot of the free aid money is going away because President Donald Trump is allowing you guys to be independent. Right? Now your focus should be your leaders undermining you and helping your people that are struggling abroad instead of concentrating on ethnically Black America. Because you guys have certainly never contributed to the plight of Black Americans that are struggling, right? It is what it is. God for us all, social nurse.